Yo, it's your main man with the plan, the Barracuda. Enjoying this Friday. I'm off at the funky job. Fuck the funky job. But anyway, let's get into something. Last night I was talking to my youngest child, and my daughter said, "Dad, what do you think the mental effects would be on people who have never seen carnage, chaos, and just total anarchy?" And I told her, I said, most people won't be able to handle it. I said there'd be a few veterans that can handle it, the ones who were in a war zone, or where you have seen somebody get is killed. I don't go with the lingo is unalive, so forgive me if I don't use that. I'm not into changing words to mean changing things to mean something else. But I told her it could be possible chaos, because imagine your neighbors not being the same neighbors that you wave at all the time because their kids are hungry and they know you got food. They become your enemies. Y'all were over there having fun. Let's just say the power goes out. Now, everybody breaking out their grills, trying to cook up their meat before it spoils and everything else. And next thing you know, last time you had a guy over to the house and he was helping you out. We'll just use the name John. John was helping you out. John saw you had a bunch of canned goods and everything. All the fun and games done wore out. People are down in survival mode. His kids are hungry. Middle of the night, you hear somebody trying to get in your door. You come downstairs and you see your neighbor John looking you right in your face. And you're like, what the hell do you want? Oh man, my kids are hungry, this, that, and that. Now, because you understand the situation, you go ahead and throw him a few cans of motherfucking pork and beans and you tell him to get the hell on. And you go ahead and secure your door or whatever you gotta do. But he has just showed you what your neighbors are capable of doing. And this is the thing. He's been there once. He's gonna come back. Are you willing and ready to do whatever needs to be done to stop him or others? You got to be you have to pay attention. If they had FEMA lines for food, you got to get your ass down there and stand in that FEMA line too. You got to go in your backyard and put some dirt on your face and look all scraggly, ball your clothes up. You got to wear some bigger clothes to make it look like you losing weight just like everybody else. You can't be looking like you still gaining weight and everybody else's faces is sunken in and all this other stuff. Hey, we don't ever see the Barracuda up there at the FEMA line. I wonder what he got going on. And all it takes is for him to get a group of jokers to come and become the golden horde, which those are the people that are coming and try to ransack and take whatever you got. Just imagine a world in chaos. The sexual assault's going to be off the chain. Murder's going to be off the chain. And when I say sexual assaults, I mean men too. Men won't be exempt because you got some people out there that'll do some things. So you need to be getting your mindset ready in case that ever happens. I hope it never happens because my mind is set to knowing what I.
Now, I want to go to the scriptures that he shared at the beginning of this video that pretty much validate everything he's saying. Validate.
Yo, it's your main man with the plan, the Barracuda. Enjoying this Friday. I'm off at the funky job.
So we got 2 Esdras 15 and 16. For there shall be seditions among men, and evading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor the princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Fuck the funky job. But anyway, let's get into something. Last night I was...
And then we're going to read 2 Esdras 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Brothers and sisters, this Bible is telling you the exact direction that America's going. Y'all see the war escalations taking place where over 100 million, actually over $100 billion was spent on this war that nobody asked for. Now there's going to be a balloon effect, and the American citizens are going to be the ones that have to pay. Now, what that means is inflation is going up even higher. Gas and oil prices are going up even higher. And it's going to fulfill exactly what the scriptures say when they say that a loaf of bread will be a man's wages for the day. Those times are coming. So we are supposed to be moving accordingly. We are supposed to come up with tangible solutions, and we're supposed to be very much resourceful. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's going to get real out here, but you know what? We're going to stay grounded. And I got a message for y'all today. And this message is going to, well, this evening rather, this message is going to really break everything down so you can understand the direction that you must take during this time. Straight up. Let's go. They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love for They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repentant. They hate the fact that we're truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks. With these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. New breed.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Welcome back. Peace and blessings to everybody joining. So we're talking about the future of America. I see you brothers and sisters rolling in. Danny Burns is in the building. I see Owen the legend, Golden C is in the building. Kim C's in the building. Elizabeth is in the house. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up on the way in. This one right here is important because, brothers and sisters, Americans are just not ready for what's coming. We're talking about some major changes, social, political, economic, and cultural changes that people are not even really beginning to brace themselves for. And I'm not talking about some brash, quick prepping type of stuff that needs to be done. I'm talking about preparing for the distant future. You know, I'm out here on business, and very interesting experience that I'm taking from what I've witnessed today at our business meeting. And what I've gathered from it was so valuable, I told you, brothers and sisters, that I'm plugged in with a lot of successful people. I know some millionaires. I know some thousandaires. I know some people who from all walks of life. I'm talking about people who have had multiple careers and been successful. I'm talking about people who have had six-figure incomes from 3 different endeavors. And they know what's going on. I mean, they know what's going on and they know what they're preparing for. And the reason I bring that out is because what was brought up today is, what jobs will we be working in 2035? What jobs will we be working in 2035? We're talking about 10 years from now, just 10 years. Now, the reason why I bring that to everybody's perspective is because it's not about the money. It's not about these people having things. People who have money are thinking about resources. That's the point I'm trying to make. People who have money think about resources because they're going to try to be steps ahead of the game. And when you look at what's going on right now in the land, you're supposed to be prepared. Trucking industry, you could say no to that, because a lot of those jobs are being automated through AI, and not to mention through this war, a lot of shipping lanes are being cut. Will you be some sort of customer service rep? Nope, you could take that out because AI is taking that over. These are the things you got to think about. Will you be a cashier? Absolutely not. Because guess what? Self-checkout. So the point I'm making is, nowadays we have to take advantage of what we do have. And one thing that I truly believe the Most High give his people is foresight. Now, we know that we are going to leave our captivity in great substance. And the Most High gives us foresight for a reason, so we can move accordingly. And it is my hopes that through my life's work and also through my commentary, I'm able to actually help guide some of you brothers and sisters in a direction that is realistic and practical. All right. And that's some of the things we're going to talk about, but we gotta, get everybody up to speed. How's everybody doing this evening? I see y'all joining in. Everybody's rolling in pretty quick. Peace and blessings to the chat. What we're talking about today is Americans not being ready. They're just not ready. And I like to go and jump right into what the people are saying, how people are thinking. And then, we'll get into some current events, but I like to get right to it. What's going on in the minds of American people right now? That's Ezekiel 7 and 5, and it reads, this is what the sovereign Lord is saying. One disaster after another is coming on you. That's talking about Babylon. That's what we've been seeing, one disaster after another. But let's go.
We making jokes about this war shit. I'm really scared as hell. This shit feel like riding in a car with somebody with no doors. You can't get out the joint. And he going 1,000 miles an hour with sunshades on at night with 5% tint on the windshield. I'm scared as hell. What's so scary about it is it ain't shit you can do about it. You can't do nothing but talk about it. Like,
now, this is where I disagree. And, you know, this brother's mindset is interesting because what he's saying is an honest opinion, and the mass majority do feel exactly like this brother. They're scared, but he's man enough to admit it. He's man enough to say that, you know what? He's scared. He's afraid. He doesn't know what's going on. And there's nothing he could do about it. That's where he went wrong. See, that's the reason why a lot of people choose to remain stagnant. They choose to remain oblivious, and they basically stop living. And you see a lot of people just doom scrolling, you know, not really pursuing the goals that they should pursue. Let me make this clear. There is something we can do about it. As long as you living, breathing, and existing, there is something that you can do about it. Now, listen, our generation to come is predicated on our discipline. And if we stick our head in the sand and say there's nothing we can do, the world is over, that's it, then we're going to be listen, our children's children are going to be in the same boat that we were in. And that's a defeated mentality. I want everybody in the chat to just, if you hearing what I'm saying, I want you to say in the chat, I know it's a lot of typing, but I refuse to be defeated. Somebody talk to me. I refuse to be defeated. Some people need to utter those words because that's what the whole spiritual shift has been about, the energy harvest that the world has been putting out there. The whole objective is to get you to feel defeated, when in actuality, we're supposed to be proactive. We're supposed to be moving accordingly. Now, for those who are probably wondering, myself, I have a travel agency. I work in the travel business. I help others start business in travel. And it is a very fulfilling, rewarding career. And it's all a career where it can't be stopped. And I see it. Everybody refuse to be defeated. That's what's up. And the reason why it can't be stopped is because travel is always going to be around. People are going to always travel. And it is a real social business. It's built on relationships. You cannot replace that with artificial intelligence. The business I work in is built on relationships, and we are like a family. We are like a family. If somebody calls somebody, we hopping up in a whip and we traveling. We hopping on planes and we traveling. We're meeting each other. One hand washes the other. Now I want you to understand that I see this type of tight-knit community, and it's not a church. And what that shows me is that with the right effort, there's so much that we can do. And I'm gonna say this, and what I've noticed is a lot more women are successful in different endeavors, such as the one that I'm involved in, because a lot of brothers are used to being out here having to break their neck to make pennies, and then they get beat down. Like this brother right here, just like, you know what, ain't nothing we can do. They beat our men down so bad. They wear us out so bad that we don't believe it's money to be made out here residually just by investing in yourself, just by putting the right people around you. Let me explain something to you. There's a lot of resources out there. Don't let these people fool you. The world may be struggling right now, but we can make a conscious decision to do for ourselves. We can make a conscious decision to invest in ourselves and actually network with people who have a like mind, because that's going to be key. Relationships are going to be key in Babylon, but right now everybody's divided. Neighbors mean mugging and ice grilling. Nobody shares among each other. We have to be the opposite.
This shit is so close to being a disaster, bro. It don't even, it's scary, man. I try not to think about it. That's why I joke about this shit. That's why I'm joking about it now. I tell you what, if China, Russia, anybody get involved, I ain't paying no more bills. I ain't paying no bills. I'm a ball. I'm gonna have the time of my life. I'm not gonna give a fuck about what nothing nobody got to say about shit. I'm doing crack. I'm doing heroin. I'm doing everything. I'm doing the wildest shit.
And you know, this man is saying this, right? But believe it or not, this is the mind frame of a lot of people, y'all. This is the mind frame of a lot of people. This is why we put this material out, because people really do feel this way. And what does the scripture say in Daniel? Daniel 12:10, many shall be purified, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. See, there's a difference between us and them right now. And I'm talking about people with discernment, people who are motivated to change, than people who have a defeated mentality. See, when you have a defeated mentality, you're more prone to sin. You're more prone to crash out. You're more prone to continue to relapse and fall short of the glory. And, you know, I know old buddy said he thinking about doing crack and everything if it hit the fan. That's how most people are living. They saying that the world is dark, cruel, and it's hell on earth, so they're going to become demons. That's what's happening to people right now. Don't let the fear cycles and distraction cycles get you.
Ever. I ain't even gonna wait until the motherfuckers head over here. If one of these bigger countries get involved, I am gonna be so turned. Yeah, so I'm just really just, you know what I'm saying, scared as a motherfucker.
I mean, that's what's really going on. You know, people are really not ready for what's to come because of this mentality. Hold on one moment. Let's go. Second Esdras, and we'll be reading out that book a lot. Second Esdras, for yet greater, hold on, let's play button. Greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. And that's what's going on right now in America. Greater evils is actually increasing itself day by day. Let's go.
has 2026 been? Let me see. January, Epstein files. February, the cartel is fucking up half of Mexico. March, we're in another war with a whole other fucking country.
And you know, I hear a lot of commentary like this. I hear a lot of brothers speaking up about what's happening. You know, war is here, war is there. You know, but the defeated mentality is something that has to go, because when you see someone not really coming with solution or being solution oriented, it's a bad look for us. It's a bad look for us. And I believe that this message today is predominantly for the brothers right now, because look, we got to start coming together with some ideas. The future is depending on us. And, you know, there's a lot of men out there that will bash another brother for whatever efforts they have, but they're not doing nothing. That's why, you know, I like to connect with serious minded brothers who want something for themselves, brothers who want generational wealth, brothers who want to pass down a legacy, brothers who want to lead their nation. Because this mentality, and even hearing cats talk about this stuff, but they're not really saying anything that would be a solution. It's problematic. And I know a lot of people will agree with that. Isaiah 60:2, for behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee. See, even when the world gets darker, the Most High is going to preserve his people. But does that mean that we can be disobedient, stagnant, lazy, lethargic? No. In order for us to be preserved, we have to move accordingly. Straight up.
The last war. This is when God comes back for his people.
Last war. It ain't gonna be no World War IV.
No.
And he says it ain't gonna be by a flood. It's gonna be by fire and brimstone. That is nuclear war. Nuclear war. Nuclear war.
Yeah.
Now, I want to point this out. And this is the reason why I have to point this out. First and foremost, sometimes when we hear things like this, the average person will say, well, damn, you know, throwing the damn towel. Nuclear war, we all gonna be nuked. You can't go nowhere with nuclear war. Am I right or wrong, brothers and sisters? You can't go if a full-blown nuclear war broke out, that's it. How many people can agree with that? A nuclear war breaks out, that's it. There's really nothing you can do about that. However, the mentality shouldn't be that a nuclear war is about to erupt, so let's give up. Today, I heard a very interesting term called evacuate. Y'all heard that term before, but I heard it in a sense of making it a travel term, because the word evacuate is a travel term, right? And being in the travel business, I realized that there's so many places we can go, so many things we can do as an insider, not an outsider. And If you stagnant, you're in trouble. And it got me to thinking about all of the things that they did over the last few years. And everything was designed to keep us what? Still. Everything. Y'all remember they had those gas shortages? People couldn't travel. You remember the grid went out, and then they had we couldn't travel, airports were shut down, and then it was COVID where they had to try to keep you in your house. And it's like, why is the matrix so fixated with keeping us still? Dead energy, idle time curates fear. It curates anxiety. It creates the reality that we see. They don't want us to actually have motion out here. That's what it is. Yep, fear is false evidence appearing real. Now, will the world eventually end in some type of nuclear fallout? It's a possibility. Or maybe Christ comes before that. We don't know. See, the thing that you got to keep in mind is we know not the day, time, nor the hour. We just don't know. Now, I want to read a scripture here. And so we can prepare for what we do know. Revelation 6:6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see that not the oil hurt not the oil or the wine. So what this means, penny would be the Greek term for denarius, which is a full day's wage in biblical times. A measure of wheat is about 1 loaf of bread, enough food for one person for 1 day, right? So what we're hearing is that there's going to come a time where things will be extremely expensive. Now, we think we got there yet. We think we got there already because, I mean, damn it, things are expensive. But things are going to get worse. So what do we got to do to prepare for that? Of course, we're going to have to make certain investments. We're going to have to make certain moves. And the whole goal is to liquidate our assets, put some things in place, gather some resources, because it's not about money. It's about resources. And this is why we've been promoting unlimited potential farms, even though a lot of people had a lot of evil to say. But this is why we promoted UP Farms, because we see the importance of us coming together, having us some land, having our own vegetation, having our own crops, our own livestock. So it's all by design, y'all. It's all by design here.
Y'all know how scared y'all would be if the United States had war sirens going on all day long? I don't really think y'all understand how privileged we are. I don't. Y'all will go crazy.
Let me read the scripture. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come against Babylon an assembly, great nation from the northern country, and thou shalt set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Crazy. Y'all folks go to the store and buy up the whole store when they say a little snow on the way. Imagine a bomb. Imagine a missile. A little snow, a little sleet, ice. Y'all going to the store buying up the whole thing. Might as well buy the whole franchise. That's what y'all be acting like when a little snow on the way, a little weather. Bro, if we had a bomb or a missile, or something that it was like, yeah, take shelter, it's finna get real. Them folks is they halfway over the water, they almost over here, and all day long we hearing the sirens go off all day long. I don't think y'all understand how afraid y'all would be. I know. So that's why I'm saying, like, I am for sure privileged to live in this country.
I'm telling you right now, the Bible talks about how afraid people are going to be. That men will be holding their loins like women in travail. It says that men will be pretty much frozen with fear. Frozen. We talking about grown men going to be frozen with fear when things get active. This is why when we talk about being in the spirit of preparedness, we're not just talking about when it comes to resources and things of that nature, man. We got to remain mighty. We got to remain mighty. We got to be training. And I'm talking about with those firearms. We got to be keeping our Second Amendment. We got to be throwing some punches, hitting those bags, fellas. Hitting them punching bags, hitting them push-ups. Make sure you get your steps in. Even the OGs out there. A body in motion, stay in motion. And remember, the Holy Spirit is not just insight. The Holy Spirit actually give might too. That's a fruit of the Spirit. Meaning might is something that kicks in when it's time to get dangerous. Because at times it's going to be like that. Make sure you practicing situational awareness, brothers. Make sure you're being watchful over your family. If you get those cameras on the outside of your home, pay attention to your neighbors. The things that sometimes as men, you just got to be reminded. Learn your neighbors. Learn the cars that are coming in and out of your neighborhood. Yeah, it's that real. It's that real. Because it's going to come a time where you're going to have to protect what's yours. And this is not, no way, shape, or form trying to fear monger you brothers, because it's not like that. These are things that some of us was raised without fathers. We should have been taught, including myself. I had to teach myself certain things growing up. The point I'm making is when it comes down to it, you got to be on point. You got to be on point, fellas.
For sure. Now, listen, I might not understand the war and all of that. I'm a very peaceful guy. I don't think anybody deserves to die. I don't feel like that's anybody's call to say when somebody deserves to die. But they didn't did it. You know what I mean? So all I could do now is say, I hope we win, whatever that's going on. A lot of people be different. You know what I mean? Y'all could be so mad that they started this war that y'all hope we lose.
Well, hey, brother, look, they are going to lose. America's already losing the war. I mean, they're getting mollywopped and jolly stomped strategically. But let me say this. Yep, somebody said it's not fear mongering, it's called reality. That's right. And let me say this. Whether America wins or loses, that don't have nothing to do with us. We ain't at war. They at war. We fighting a whole different war. We fighting a whole different war. Our war is to make sure that we come together intact and we leave out intact. Our war is actually trying to get some type of economic stability in our lives. That's our war. Our war is literally trying to make sure that we can rally the troops and protect our families. That's the war we fighting. The war we fighting is trying to get some land and some agriculture done. So when these damn food trucks stop running, we got something to, feed our wives and children. We fight. Listen, they fighting that war over there. That's with the heathens. We got a whole different war we fighting. And our war is spiritual. But there's certain things we got to do.
And I'm like, don't go there now. Okay. I don't really know what's going on. I may not agree That don't mean I hope we lose. What you talking about?
Well, when a country decides that they want to go ahead and bomb a school with 170 little girls in there, and they bomb that school, killing the children and their teachers, the little girls and their teachers. I mean, you can't root for America at this point. I'm sorry. Right is right and wrong is wrong. When you look at the history of evil that America has done to countries worldwide, hey man, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. I can't root for the wrong team because I'm afraid that something's going to happen to me. That's what's wrong with Americans. And I'm just saying, brother, this is the mentality I'm talking about. Listen, we so worried about ourselves, we don't mind being on the wrong side of history. We'll go ahead and root for war crimes because out of fear. And see, and this is a young man right here. And he might not see how this is a defeated posture, but I'm telling you right now, what this young man just said is defeated. That's a defeated mentality because you done already made your mind up that Babylon owns you. And if they fall, you fall. If Massa fall, we's fall. If Massa house burned down, I's house burned down, like Malcolm X said. No, it don't work like that. See, if we had our own things established, we wouldn't give a rat's a what happens to these heathens who are going to war with each other. That's their judgment. We don't have nothing to do with that war. We done being cannon fodder fighting on their front lines. They did that. They did that to us during the Vietnam. But we need young men like this to have that warrior mentality. No, listen, America has committed crimes against humanity. Whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. Straight up.
No. Now that we in it, now that we in the thick of it, I hope we win. At the end of the day, I hope whatever that's going on can cease very quickly. But I just don't think y'all realize how I'm outside, chilling. I'm not even.
In his defense, though, in this brother's defense, we all want the war to end. We don't want to see any further escalations. However, we got to definitely, let me see. We got to be on code. Golden Sea said it. Got to be on code.
Thinking about, oh, look, I seen a plane in the sky. That kind of scared me a little bit. But I'm not even thinking about.
See? And that's what I'm talking about. Americans are not ready, bro. A lot of grown men are already afraid, bro. It's just exactly what the scriptures are talking about. When we should be coming up with solution at this time. How we gonna move? Now, I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with preparing, but not out of fear. Proverbs 22:3 says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. See, wise people prepare for disasters. Fearful people run into a disaster. Fearful people run into a disaster.
What if that was is that Iran?
Yeah, that's what the media wants you to think. Every time a plane crash, every time a plane fly by, is it Iran? Did we forget that a damn 40 planes landed upside down in America because of DEI cuts? Do we forget that when the planes fly by, they spraying chemtrails? The other day, I seen it raining outside. Wasn't a cloud in the sky, but I seen nothing but chemtrail clouds. We worried about Iran. They don't even have the capability to send a missile all the way over here. Not yet, anyway. We need to look at what America's doing to Americans. They don't really care about us in the country. See, this is why I know it seems like we're in comfort in America, but that's part of the trick.
I'm not thinking like, but them, but these folks over there, bro, like, I couldn't even imagine hearing them sirens every single day. Every time you hear a plane, like right now in the sky, you running inside. Like, I couldn't even imagine, bro. Like, I'm blessed.
That's the mentality for a lot of brothers, man. It's pretty defeated. It's a pretty defeated mentality. I ain't lying.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything left. I don't have anything left to live for. My dreams didn't work out. School didn't work out. Being an honest, good, loving man didn't work out. Nothing worked. Nothing worked out for me. They said to believe in yourself. They told me things. I did all. I did everything, and nothing worked out for me.
Now I can tell by this man's posture that he's defeated. And there's no room for this. There's no room for this. And if this is how a lot of brothers, and I don't listen, don't get me wrong, our brothers have been beat down, man. But I think it takes another brother to tell us brothers that we got to get back up. We got to get up. That Lion of Judah have to roar. Yeah, because this is not it. Ezekiel 7:17 says, all hands shall be feeble and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves in sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces. That's what's coming to America. And this kind of stuff is already happening. But anyway, let's go.
I don't want to try anymore. I gave my heart. I gave my time, my money, my passions, and nothing worked out for me.
I'm going to tell y'all something. We are really between a rock and a hard place as men, particularly melanated men in America. All of the work that we put in for this society, we're not really reaping the benefits like we should have. So now there's a change needs to be made. And it goes like this. If somebody not feeding you right, you go make your own table. And that's the point that our people need to be on. That they didn't feed us right. Unity, coming together. Let's come together and make our own table. Also, what do these scriptures say? This is crazy, man, but this is how it is. In Isaiah 13:7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. Their faces shall be as flames. A lot of Americans are not ready for what's to come. And it's not just melanated Americans. The Christian nationalists, they sitting there eating their hot dogs and hamburgers, and they walking around with their suspenders on, chests all poked out. They think they think they on top of the world right now. They think they got the baddest, rootinest, tootinest, cowboy shootingest president that they ever had. Them Proud Boys, they not ready either. Yeah, Middle America's not ready. No, don't get it twisted. It ain't just us. It's good. These scriptures is talking about all of us. Just not ready. So much so that people from all walks of life, when they see the glory of Babylon being defamed and defaced, it's going to change everybody's perspective. Everybody going to change. I'm telling you. That's why it says, come out of her, my people, be partakers of her sins. Yeah, man. But this mentality, this brother got, a lot of people got this kind of mentality, but we got to get up.
I have nothing. At 32 years old, I have nothing. I've been trying for so.
And that is the average American right now. This is what people are going through.
Are we one step away from the draft in the United States? Let me ask you something. If this war keeps escalating in Iran, are you prepared for the possibility of a draft? We have not had a draft since 1973. Most people think it could never happen again. But the selective service system, it's still active.
Yeah, the draft is coming. The draft is coming. I mean, Trump does have more people that signed up to the military for him than Biden somehow, but yeah, that draft is coming. Somebody said it's not funny. Yeah, it's not funny. I know y'all seen me share the laughing emoji, but that's actually, it just shares random comments when I turn certain features on. But yeah, listen, Americans are not ready for a draft either. Gen Zs are not ready to be drafted. But they not, bro. The Americas is not. They're not ready for what's coming. They're not ready for what's coming. Yeah, they saying is, what is it, 18 through 39 now? Men and women can be drafted now. Yeah, they're not ready for it. Revelation 6:15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. And they definitely not ready for the Most High to come back. They definitely not ready for the Most High to send his son and return and come back for bloodshed and vengeance on these heathen nations. They definitely not ready for that. They eyes finna pop out the sockets when they see the return of the Black Messiah. The church folk ain't ready. The day of the Lord is going to be great and terrible at the same time. Telling you.
Every male between 18 and 25 is registered. If a major war expanded, a Congress,
18 through 25,
our Congress could activate it. Now, here's the real question. Do you think Americans today are mentally prepared for that? Do you think the kids today could actually fight in a war?
No.
Would people volunteer? Would there be protests in the streets? Would it even be enforceable in 2026? And if you are between 18 and 26 right now, have you even thought about what it would mean for your life? I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm asking, do you think it could? Comment yes or no. You tell me why. I don't think it could happen. I think.
No, they're not ready. And the draft is coming. Once they send troops to Iran, and they a lot of them leave in body bags, they're gonna have to force a draft. They're gonna have to force a draft eventually. Not yet though.
So we're now at war with Iran, which is certain to produce global economic shocks. Here's what you can expect. We will likely see these 6 economic outcomes. First, energy prices will spike because 20% of the world's oil travels through the Strait of Hormuz. And with the threats of closure, this means the oil supply will be significantly constrained. Second, due to the turmoil on certain trade routes, we will see a higher cost of trade, shipping, and cost of insuring those loads. So these first 2 outcomes will lead to inflationary pressures, which will raise the cost of living. So with higher inflation, the third outcome will be Fed rate cuts will be put on hold. The fourth outcome will be increased deficit spending and increased debt for the U.S. The fifth outcome will be slower economic output as investment stalls due to the uncertainty. And the sixth and biggest wild card will be financial market volatility. Because the uncertainty will likely spook equity markets, so the stock market will likely crash, and it could lead to a spike in bond yields. And if that happens, we could see a liquidity crisis. And my 2 cents is this war with Iran could be the catalyst that brings the entire U.S. economy down.
Yep, and it's already started. And I don't know if y'all seen this on the news, but Iran just, crowned their new Ayatollah, which is going to be Khamenei's son. And they pretty much threatening to assassinate him too. So, this war is not going to stop anytime soon. They're trying to take out the whole bloodline. And it's going to continue to escalate. They now saying that it's going to go on for at least 6 to 10 months. And I personally don't believe America's economy could survive. I don't even think they could survive 2 more months of spending hundreds and billions of dollars on this war. That is pretty much, that is just out of the question because it's already getting rough out there. But, we always talk about tangible solutions on this side. We need to really focus on community. We need to really devote time for preparedness. It needs to become a part of our everyday life. There's foreign and domestic threats in America. And so what we must do is we got to start broadening our horizons. We got to get to the money. We got to get to it. I mean, for real, money is a defense. The Bible tells you that. And it's true. Of course, I have a travel agency. I'll leave the link down in the comment section or the description after the video. And if you are interested, touch bases with me. You can actually reach out on Instagram if you're interested. Because travel is one of those industries that AI can't take. Travel is one of those industries that's going to stay open. And it's built on relationships. And so we are definitely using the travel business as we're using it as a catalyst to get from A to B, a catalyst to build generational wealth, and a catalyst for us to network with one another. So that is a huge endeavor that I am offering people, a business in travel. Also, of course, brothers and sisters, y'all always supporting, y'all always showing up, supporting HebrewCare.com, getting your natural products, and I appreciate that. And you all are always supporting NewBreedGlobalTruth.com, getting your merchandise. But what I'm going to say is, how about instead of just supporting me, you allow me to support you too. You know, so, and if you're going to support me, make the support be an investment into your own career, your own life. You know what I'm saying? And and it's about time that we start to really navigate with each other and plan with each other. And also, man, I want to thank y'all for supporting me via Cash App as well. New Breed Global Truth is the Cash App. Y'all been very helpful. And I just appreciate y'all. Y'all are a lit audience. It's always an honor building with y'all. Of course, I got more material coming, man. Y'all got to turn the post notification bell on, share all the material. And there'll be more videos coming. Thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. With that being said, peace.